Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you. Well, I am Professor Abraham, and I'd like to give you your secret for 2011 and how to become a successful and happy person. I have done it for thousands of people. You might ask sometimes, what separates winners from losers and whiners? What separates successful people from failures? Why some people get good jobs and others can't? Why some students pass their classes with A's and others don't even pass? And so on and so forth. Most of this lies really and simply in our common sense, which is a skill, if you will, we developed in our childhood. I'm going to share with you on how to develop this skill that will make a difference in your life between becoming successful or a failure. The choice is yours. This article is quoted from an unknown author, as of now at least. What is common sense anyways? Smart people don't always do smart things. Sometimes smart people can do profoundly irrational things like gambling away all their money on the stock market. We all remember what happened last summer. Or forgetting to take adequate clothing for a backcountry hike in the middle of very changeable weather. Whatever your background, training, IQ, or experience, common sense can be learned. It can be learned, my friends, and applied to everyday situations. And while it may seem provocative to suggest that smart people don't use common sense, this deliberate association is merely to highlight that everyone has lapses in common sense, and that the more we are trained to think one way by our workplace, family, culture, etc., the greater the chance that sometimes, that is, we allow sloppy or autopilot thinking to take the place of common sense. Common sense isn't a one-stop destination. It is a way of thinking that needs constant nourishing and application and development. And this article I'm reading to you provides one way of looking at developing your common sense a little better. Number one, familiarize yourself with the purpose and meaning of common sense. Do you really know what common sense means? I'm sure you have your own definition, but here is some more. Well, according to Merriam-Webster dictionary, common sense is about exercising, and I quote, sound and prudent judgment based on a simple perception of the situation or facts. This definition suggests that common sense depends not over complicating the situation, simplifying, applying experience and general knowledge to the situation, sound and prudent judgment, and implicit in this self-trust that your considered experience is valid for further situations. Karl Albrecht calls common sense practical intelligence. He defines it as the mental ability to cope with the challenges and opportunities of life. He explains that common sense is situational, dependent on context, in other words, and that your common sense in one aspect of your life might be excellent while failing miserably in another aspect of your life. As to the purpose of common sense, and I say the purpose, it is basically thinking that prevents you from making irrational mistakes or decisions, a thinking approach that may open your eyes to the possibility that insisting on being right prevents you from seeing the bigger picture. I repeat this last sentence, which is mainly the conclusion. As the purpose of common sense, it is basically thinking that prevents you from making irrational mistakes or decisions, a thinking approach that may open your eyes to the possibility that insisting on being right prevents you from seeing the bigger picture. Thank you. Some more stuff will follow, and I will post this article sometimes.